There we go. Okay, whenever you're ready. Oh wait, just so before we start, Brian, we didn't tell you this. Everyone can talk over top each other. We got 3 cameras rolling. You can vibe off each other. We can talk. It's not one person at a time. So when I throw out something, everyone talk. But make sure not like, make sure you're not just sitting here silent the whole time. And then it'll look awkward as shit. We cut to like the wide shot. This is a guy that never talks all the time.
So, nah.
But yeah, I mean, basically we'll just talk about the whole thing, and then I'll start us off, and we just go from there. Cool. It'll take 20 minutes or so.
Cool.
So yeah, go ahead whenever you're ready. You can introduce us.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm alive and doing well. We're here with the actors and director. We got Nick Daly, Kevin Grant, Brian Reynolds, and the director and writer, cinematographer, Michael Smigiel. I'm Maceo Tendaji. All right, what did I do in this film? I don't even know what I did.
Everything,
bro.
Everything, man. Co-director. I do a little bit of everything. But anyways, that's besides the point. So, fellas, we're here today to talk about the whole experience, the whole shebang, the whole enchilada of what we did for this long journey, man. Just to kick things off, just in your own words, what do you feel like this film is about? Anybody want to kick things off?
I'm here from Nick.
Well, when I see it, maybe I'll know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
He hasn't seen it.
You read the script, right?
You read the script.
You memorized half the lines.
That's true.
It's good for you to think about, to be able to say this without having seen it. How about that?
Yeah.
You read the script and you acted in it, so what do you think it's going to be like? I cut out 2 scenes completely.
They weren't mine.
No.
What is he doing here?
No one has any idea who he is. He's not in the film.
He's in it, right? No.
The locust scene and the last scene with you guys on the pier.
Really?
Cut it out.
I said the coldest day you gonna cut out.
Yeah.
It was cold as hell.
Freezing our asses off.
It's
for no
redundant.
reason.
It's redundant because you guys are talking about stuff that are. I mean, it's a scene that I wrote that's kind of a feature film idea.
It is.
Because you're recapping everything. Now, if it was like an hour-and-a-half movie and you're recapping stuff that happened an hour ago, then it makes sense. But you're recapping shit that happened like 4 minutes ago.
Man, I done seen a lot today.
Man, we done seen a lot today.
Right? Yeah. Oh my god.
I'll put it online as like a deleted scene so people can know what we're talking about.
Right.
But it was a cold-ass day, windy as fuck. Like, and we can swear on this. That's fine.
You should have put on the blooper joint. Man, him was doing a little dance and shit. I was trying to stay warm. I forgot what we was doing, bro.
Y'all had your own handshake and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I got footage of that, so then like I'll cut now and I'll put it in there.
So is there still the slow-mo?
Yeah, that's the last shot of the movie. The last shot is when you guys change clothes and you walk and then we zoom up your body. That's the last shot. Then it cuts and I put a blooper reel during the credits of like all the funny moments that happen. Right. Let's recap that Ocean City day, that 20-hour day.
That was 20 hours?
It was probably more than that, honestly. Because what time we all wake up? Woke up at like 2 in the morning and meet at like 4.
October 3rd, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You had you picking people up all over the city, drive out there.
Rendezvous at your house.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I remember like as soon as I came outside, Alex had the camera in my face.
Ace is joining the party. Yeah.
That was like the one and only time I didn't want the camera on. I was just like, come on, bro.
Talking about that, I actually
not before the coffee, right?
See, this is every single take from behind the scenes. Every time I wrote MT star, that's Maceo Tendaji looking like, get that camera in my face. Get that camera in my face.
You thought this was a game? You thought this was a game? This ain't no game. Get that camera in my face.
Oh my god.
Look at this. We got 1, 2, 3.
That was like my catchphrase for the whole set.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a compilation.
Maceo Tendaji, director, Iconic Visions.
Maceo Tendaji, bullshit. Man, you already know what it is, man. Maceo Tendaji, Iconic Visions. I'm alive and doing well. You already know it's Mason the place to be. It's Super MC, MVP. Catch us on BET, MTV, Mike Smee in the place to be.
I gotta see that.
But nah, what I really remember about that morning was when Grant came around the corner into my neighborhood blasting that whatever I think it was T.I. something. I don't know what you had blasting. But that joint was so loud. I was like, yo,
the neighbor's gonna kill you,
yes,
right?
Yo, he gonna
this was
kick
the
it out,
thing,
yo.
man. Like, it was like, yo, I'm about to really go shoot a movie. So like, I'm high energy till I go to sleep.
I swear I'm a beast, my nigga. Drop the juice and they said it was weak, my nigga. The juice in me down South Beach, my nigga. Living with a porn star for a week, my nigga. Like, no joke.
Everybody get a little bit
I'm high energy, everything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was. I was excited just to have people in my car. Like, yeah, we about to what? I'm like, what? Man, I'm driving.
Nick was asleep the whole time.
Nick was asleep.
Done. Yeah. He was done.
Nick was
The
asleep.
police were called. And I was like, remember, like on the boardwalk that day?
Oh yeah.
Like, was like curled up like
Oh yeah,
in front of the stores.
Because the
The
cops
worst
kept
part
coming
about
because
it-
these crazy people kept
The worst
walking
part was
around.
I was blasting music like the whole time. He was trying to sleep. I'm
Yep.
like,
And then Alice was talking. Alice was he kept talking to you, right? Like when you
Yeah.
go the way down there.
While I was trying to.
I was like, yo, Alex, why you torturing that man like that? Me and Grant was talking like, bro, we was up. We had the little vanilla chai. Matter of fact, that same morning was the first time I ever had the vanilla
That's
chai
that
from
drink,
Dunkin'
Addicted to that.
I got my vanilla chai, and I've been addicted ever since. I blame you though. 'Cause
Yeah.
That
I
shit
started
is so
drinking
good.
so much coffee being on this set. It was
Yeah.
like the only way I could make it through.
yeah.
Anyway,
So you remember we got to your place, then we had to wait for everybody to catch up.
right.
And then as we left, I said, I saw Dunkin' Donuts around the corner. And made us all stop.
Everybody was like, oh, yeah.
Went to the Dunkin' Donuts. You fell asleep standing up. I got footage of that.
That's crazy.
Fell asleep standing up. And that was like, and I was like, bro, we haven't even started the day yet. We're not even, like, we got to drive to Salisbury to meet my dad, fill out the legal paperwork,
Right.
have breakfast, drive another hour to Ocean City,
Yo.
park, unpack all the shit, get you in costumes, makeup, go out there, location scout, set up the equipment. By the time we hit the first shot, we were like 10 hours into the day.
But it got real when everybody had to sign paperwork. I'm like, oh shit.
This is legit.
I'm like, all right, I ain't give a fuck what was on the paper. I said, I'm doing it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I think my momentum was so high that day that
Yeah.
I didn't even realize, like, I lost track or
Yeah.
lost a sense of time. Like,
I know I did.
I was on a whole different planet. It was just like, I'm out here on Ocean City, on the boardwalk, with a megaphone. Everybody, Mesaphone.
Share and a mesaphone.
That's all you.
It's a mesaphone.
Mesaphone, all right.
Everybody could hear what I could say. I'm just like,
I need to take 10 steps backwards. 10 steps backwards. After the 10th step, start walking.
And you had the director chair with
The director-
with your name in the back, right?
right, little bootleg name in the back. Just put a piece of paper on that drink.
We had a lot of spectators staring at you.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't
then
the first shot? We were like really far.
Real far.
Let's,
Yeah.
let's
pretty
talk
weird.
about the first shot.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
You man got on me quick, ASAP. First take. That is not what I told you to do. Now go back and do it. I'm like,
Hundreds of people
I'm
watching.
like,
Yeah.
oh shit. I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna take this walk back. And I was like, Nick, he ain't had to do that. Like, he's like, yeah. I know. He's like, he ain't had to do me like that. I was like, damn.
I ain't
bro.
gonna lie. I was playing to the crowd, yo.
Hey guys, stop where you are and go back again. Go back, go back.
You know?
They was loving it. They was loving it.
They wanted the temperamental
That walk
director.
back was so terrible, man. I'm like, oh my god.
But people was chuckling too.
Go back and do it
I said,
again. I'm
that
like,
is
yo.
not. What I say? I said,
Cut. You guys didn't do anything.
anything I told you to do. And people just like,
I'm like, oh.
We had
I
so
love
many
it.
people. Like,
So why didn't you do anything he told you to do?
he was so hyped.
Yeah,
That's what it was,
I
yeah.
was doing too much. He was like, calm down.
Remember the first time? We was like,
I'm
all right,
jumping, it's like,
it's
you
your
like,
first
nah.
time at the, at the bay or whatever, and you're excited. This man, soon action.
Yeah.
Well, okay. It's not. What I said. It's not the NBA finals.
Yeah, he was like,
They just won the NBA
didn't
championship.
get a ring. Like, yo, calm down. It was bad.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
shit was bad. But that scene actually came together real good.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you haven't seen it yet, but
I think you have seen it. The slow-mo
seen
stuff.
some?
We haven't seen the final take of it, but you've seen them. You guys walking down the boardwalk and stuff, right? You haven't seen that?
I don't really remember it.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. We're gonna have to show
That's
you all
really
that.
nice.
Yeah. Well, what do you guys think about Maceo Tendashi?
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
See what you think.
to be honest, I wouldn't have been as comfortable doing it. Like if let's just say if it was two of you and it was Mike Smigiel and somebody that acts just like Mike Smigiel.
Like Dan?
Yeah, like I probably
Big
wouldn't
Mike,
have.
little Mike.
My character wouldn't have been as complete if Mace wasn't in it. You know what I mean? I'd have probably been doing something that I wasn't supposed to. You know what I mean? But as far as I was so comfortable on set knowing that I could talk to him if I needed to talk to him about anything and feel comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? That's with everybody though. I'm gonna get that later on. But nah, it was when I was playing around too much, you're like, all right, you need to take the scene serious. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna do my thing. But it was a blessing, man. Like, you and Smigiel literally like changed my life with this film, bro. Like, you taught me a lot about holding the torch for the black culture in a film like this, where we had to change certain things in the script to not make me look a certain way. That's big. That's big, you know what I mean? That probably wouldn't have happened if you weren't here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for that. You know what I mean?
No problem.
You played a big role in this, bro. Big role, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And you should probably speak on that too. We got that good behind the scenes take I want to use with you talking about like, because we were doing the locust scene and you started like, we had to stop for like 5 minutes and just talk about it. We actually cut it out of the film too, because it ended up being exactly what you thought.
I'm trying to be mindful.
Yeah, no. I'd hear that, but just like, you know, for me, like and you're gonna be far more aware of it. But it's just like, you know, and I'm just like viewing myself as like
as a black
audience,
as a black character in the film. It can be used like he could just be used as a device.
Right.
You know what I mean, especially like the way Hollywood portrays us.
Something got.
And it's all. That's what I'm worried about. I'm scared about that.
What was that scene, that locust scene?
It was just, it was, okay, so the whole thing is, Kevin's character, Eric, is, you know, urban, inner city guy. This is the first time out in like a, you know, very country, rural environment. So the message we were trying to convey was he's out of his element. Yeah. So like things that you would hear in that environment, you wouldn't really hear in the city or whatever. So we're trying to convey that message, but then like it was we didn't really need to push the envelope that far. It was like 3 things where we were trying to send that message, which was the locust, the water, the body of water, which he thought was the ocean.
The ocean,
which it wasn't. And then it was one more I forgot. Do you recall?
Oh, the soybeans. Calls it corn.
Oh yeah.
And it's corn or some shit that way. And that way.
Right, okay. So yeah, but then it was like, when is enough enough? You know what I mean? Like, just because you're from the urban city doesn't mean you're just ignorant. Right. So we was like, all right, we gotta dumb it down because we gotta walk a very fine line. It's like, we go too far to the left, you selling out. We go too far to the right, he's too black. You know, it's like, damn, we can't win.
Yeah. Oh, I dare you get out the motherfucker now, what? Huh? Shut up before I smack you. I'm not gonna be spoke to like that by no nigger, boy.
The one thing I wanted to talk about is basically how you guys got involved in this. You talk about our previous film. You talk about how you guys met each other, what you thought of each other. I remember you had a funny moment when you first saw him for the first time. Stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, talk about whatever you want.
How do you feel about Smigiel Tendaji?
No. Right, you thought he was going to skip out of that question real quick.
I mean, it had helped that you and I had worked previously on Tom, like, and I knew you were an easygoing guy, but I think what really helped was the rehearsals that we did in advance. I felt like that was when the most affirmative directions were like laid down, where we really got a sense of where this should go and how you guys were envisioning it. And I liked that on set it was, like you said, like you were never like on top of us or controlling our every move, but it did feel like if we ever did get confused, you were right there, and you would know exactly. You always knew exactly what you had in mind and what to say. So.
Thanks.
It's a nice thing you said.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. That's a lot of love.
You need to calm down.
Oh, I need to calm down.
I just want to toot my own horn for 1 second. I want to have the 3 of you guys, in fact you also, just kind of talk about how you got involved in this and kind of where this relationship even developed from. I know with you, it was a weird story. I don't know if you guys even know this, how I met this guy.
You told me,
yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
I went online. When I first got here, I came from Salisbury. I didn't know anyone here. No one. I didn't know you at this point. We hadn't even taken classes yet. Okay. I don't even think the semester had started yet, right?
No.
The semester hadn't even started. I was here. I was living somewhere over here, and I was just like, I need to find some actors. So I went on the Micah Vimeo page, watched every single video. They sucked ass, every single one of them, except for one, the tomato. And this guy was in the tomato. And I don't even have a Facebook, but I looked through the credits. I didn't even know his name because they didn't credit you properly. So I had to look through every male name and then search you on Facebook. I made a Facebook, found you, sent you a message. Here's my number. Here's where I live. Come talk to me. You didn't answer it, so I deleted my Facebook. You probably had a message with like no picture next to it,
right?
And you still called me, and I was like, "Come over right now." Like I could have done anything to you, and he came over. He showed up, and I was actually drunk when he showed up. Did you know that? I didn't know you were showing up that day.
Weren't you watching like Jurassic Park or something?
Hey, yo.
Jurassic Park drunk. Think of that.
And then you show up, and I'm just like, man, I'm putting you in a Peepin' Tom movie, and like all this other shit, and you're just like, I don't know what you were thinking, but I told you I was gonna put you in 3 movies by the time I graduated, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it.
2 down.
2 down.
One to go.
Nick, do you know how crazy that is? That is crazy.
That is
especially since that was like the only acting I'd ever done.
And you went hard. Like, that's crazy, man. You never know what your work can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
or who sees it.
Right. Like,
So your first thing was that tomato thing?
Yeah.
First time.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
You just outshined everyone in that. I don't mean to talk ill on the other people, but it was just like they would act, and then you were in the film.
Why didn't you call like I asked?
I don't know. I forgot.
You have to be more responsible.
God, Mom, I'm doing the best I can.
Are you afraid of getting caught?
No, it's just... Do you promise you won't laugh?
I'll laugh at you. What is it?
What is it you wish to confess?
I lied to my mother. Skip Bible study.
You were a real person. I was like, because I didn't know you. I'd never seen you in real life at all. I didn't know you were a Micah student, so I didn't even know if I'd have access to you. But I was just like, I like this guy.
Right.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
How did you other guys meet me?
Shit, I was supposed to be doing a music video with Mace, and we had a meeting about how we were supposed to construct a video. And you in the meeting, I guess I don't know what it was. I was cracking jokes or something like that. I was just had mad positive energy that day. I was, you know what I mean, doing me, I guess. Right. I don't know. And he said, you ever think about acting? I was like, I thought about it, but I never wanted to do anything with it. He was like, well, I have the perfect character for you. I think you should do this, and I was like, all right. And I know me, like, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to go 110%. So he was like, you're going to have to cry. He told me, like, from jump start, I was like, okay. He's like, do you think you can cry? I was like, if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. Like, if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And he was, like, so worried about if I was going to do it till it actually happened. I was like, I told you. Like,
It was the day I met you.
Yeah,
like, I met
right.
you, like, an hour before I asked you this. So I didn't know you from anyone. You know?
So it was kind of crazy. I don't know what you saw in me that day to ask me to be in this film, but I'm happy as fuck that you asked me to do that.
It might have been the documentary because
it was the documentary.
Yeah.
I showed the documentary in class.
Works, man.
Yeah.
So what did you see in the documentary?
I saw someone who was who had charisma.
First thing it says is Kennedale grad brings jazzy hip hop to Baltimore. Like, bro, what? I made it this far
and it came across when we were watching it in class. It wasn't even necessarily my interpretation of the documentary, but more watching it in the environment of like 20 other people watching it, and they're laughing along with you, and you're like, you had this such a positive energy in the documentary that like everyone was like on board, because we watched some shit documentaries. And then like that one would pop up.
Stop.
We can cut that line out. And then you just pop up and everyone was like on board with you.
Yeah, like your documentary definitely like captured everybody's attention.
That's crazy.
It was like, wow. And that's when I knew, I was like, this guy is special, you know? Definitely.
Yeah, man, that shit's crazy by itself. So I'm blessed to even have y'all come into my life last year, man. Like, y'all changed a lot that I had going on, man. You know what I'm saying? To have people that work just as hard as you makes you go even harder.
Right.
So
that's very true.
Y'all helped me out without even knowing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So how did I meet Smig? Well, of course I met you here, but I don't recall the day like me actually shaking your hand.
I remember the day we met. We were outside the front door,
waiting
all of us, and Murph was sitting on the ground. I remember it was the first day we met Murph, and I was like, what the fuck?
Stop it.
It's fine. But yeah, I remember just seeing you, And I think I did, like, we were all just saying hi. We couldn't get in the building because the building wasn't complete yet.
Right,
Remember?
it was like
we had
brand
to be
spanking new. Yeah.
It was brand new. The doors weren't even open. Only Patrick could get in the building. So he had to let us in. And we were just waiting for him. And then we were just all saying hi to each other.
Yeah. Okay. And then, that's when we came upstairs and had pizza and all that.
Yeah.
And beers. Okay.
We had pizza and beer.
Damn.
But I knew, like, it was very early on, I knew that Mike was, like, the best shooter in our class, in our the inaugural class here at Micah.
Thank you, man.
And I was like, my philosophy is you want to be around greatness.
Yeah.
So no matter where I go, I find whoever is the best at what they do, and I become, I study them or whatever. I try to absorb as much knowledge as I can from that person. And because before I got here, I wanted to be a sports videographer. It's not really artistic or anything like that. You just follow the ball or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I was like, my cinematography was just very, very rusty, like terrible. So we had a class called Sense of Place where we wake up like, 4 or 5 in the morning, go out to any random location. Had to meet at 4 in the morning, right? So that means I was waking up at 3, coming out here, and we would just film the sun coming up at these random locations. And Mike's work was the best work.
I remember for some reason we just gravitated towards each other. We just started hanging out. Like we would be in the fucking weirdest places at like 5 a.m. We'd be out in some swamp,
right?
Like, with camera equipment. Like we don't even know each other. Walking through a goddamn swamp, dressed like this. Wow! Like, film this bush.
Right. And I was like half asleep. Y'all know I'm not a morning person, so I'm out there like, man, it's cold.
It was winter. It was winter time.
I was like, wait a minute, cold button it. Yeah. So that's out. I guess just going through the trenches like that, you know.
And then because we hung out there, and I started making this Peeping Tom thing, I was like, "Yo, will you just come help me with this?"
And I was like, "Yeah." And that's when that was the day I realized. Not the day, but during that film, that's when I realized how long it takes to make a film. Mm-hmm. Man, I was in for a rude awakening. I had no idea. No idea. I'm thinking like, all right, cool. 3-4 hours, we're out of here.
Yeah.
3-4 hours of setting up.
3-4 hours of setting up.
I know, really.
The only reason we stopped is because the sun started rising.
Yeah. We'd
film all night.
Yeah, I'll never forget the day. It was 19 degrees outside, and the house we were filming at, their backyard was literally the Chesapeake Bay. It was like, what was like, maybe like, I don't know, 30 feet away.
Yeah. Cold as hell.
Cold as I don't know what out there shooting Tom. Wow. It was ridiculous. But yeah, man, that's pretty much how the partnership came about. And I definitely respect people who work hard. I don't really respect lazy people. It's hard for me to respect lazy people because I go so hard every day. So it's almost like an insult for like laziness to be around me. I don't even like that. Yeah. So once I met Mike, I was like, yo, this dude has the same work ethic, if not better, than mine. So I was like, this is who I need to be around. You know, and I would pray about these type of things. You know what I mean? Like I pray to meet people, you know, who can help me. I can learn from them. They can learn from me, and we can, you know, work together, build together. Yeah. You know, and I think this was like the first part of that circle. You know, now Nick, Grant. Brian, everybody else who came aboard, it was like, this is it coming into fruition now. So I was like, this is amazing. You know, you don't even realize it's unfolding until you got to sit back and just look. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're so in it, you're so wrapped up into it, it's just like you don't really, you know, take heed to it. So yeah.
How long have we been doing this, Dan? How long has this been going?
I started a little early, but you're at 30 minutes on the
Jesus
recording.
Christ, 30 minutes. Fuck, we haven't even started yet.
Probably the first 6 minutes were just...
Okay, then that's fine.
What do we need to really dive into?
Okay. Before we go, we're going to actually dive into each day. We have 3 sections, Ocean City, Farmland, Suburbs, but I just want you two to talk about working with each other a little bit.
Shit. My first day.
Nick first.
All right, go ahead.
Nick hasn't talked in a while.
I don't know, he can go first.
Okay, go first.
All right, so I was, this still was crazy to me, but the first time we had rehearsal, and he was like, all right, cool. I was late by like 3 minutes. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking up. Like, they probably in here starting already. Nobody in there. It's just me and you. I'm like, all right, cool. So he was like, yeah, Nick said he's on his way. And like the night before, I just watched Tom. And I'm like, oh, shit. I was like, bro, I ain't even gonna be able to par with this dude, man. Like, I just watched this joint last night, and my roommate was even like, yo, this looks official. Like,
yeah.
You sure you can? You know what I mean? I'm like, I hope I can do this. You know what I mean? So, Nick walks in the room, and I'm like, yo, that's him? That's really him. Like, it was weird seeing you.
You look a movie star.
The night before, and then seeing you the next day in person. I'm like, all right, bet. So he walks in, he's like, hey, man. Hey. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, cool. So, but it was good to see that he's normal, man. Like, he's not, because I got automatically like a Hollywood kind of feel watching Tom. So I'm assuming how he's gonna act. Well, I need coffee. I need this. I need that. I'm like, he was just cool, man, and it was easy to build a connection with him on screen. Cause he was so comfortable around me, I guess, you know what I mean? Plus I seen that Tom shit, I was like, bro, I'm gonna have to go up in here with my shit. I gotta get right.
I hear a beat. So sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing you get more and more relaxed and open to just trying things.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Seeing the parts where you had to go all out, like the crying, like I felt like everyone was aware of it, but you know, we never really got to see you go all out.
Yeah,
you know, so
the fact that your dad started crying, I was like, God.
Everyone was crying, man. I was crying watching you cry.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, what I say?
I said, God damn, yo. That shit was unreal, man. But it wouldn't have been that easy if me and you didn't connect from
that was like day one. If that was like the day one of shooting, I had to save that shit for last.
Yeah,
I had to.
You know what I mean? So I'm thankful to have you as a partner in this film, man, because you made shit easy, man.
I think just those long days and long hours, like just everybody being forced to be there for a long time. Like that's when, you know, people started loosening up and being more themselves. Y'all started doing the handshakes and everything. Yeah, I feel like I could see y'all, you know, relationship grow the longer we were out there. So it was like, you know, just a matter of time, you know.
So let's in like 5 minutes cover all the shit that happened in Ocean City once we're there. You know, dealing with crazy people on the boardwalk.
President reduced my pay by at least 10% in all activities, and Congress would automatically have to lose 10%.
Was it embarrassing wearing what you're wearing?
I know I look crazy out here. Look, everybody they hear my music and shit like that, it's in a whole nother branch. And it's in a whole nother branch. I'm acting now. I'm acting.
Versatile.
You know what I mean? It ain't about the music all the time. Even still, I break up the. You know, they don't want me to do that. They don't want me to get down like that all the time.
That's covering you in dirt.
Looks like you just like wiped your ass with that.
Ordering food.
Getting these fried Oreos, I had to go ahead and get them.
Cool.
Because I'm up here, man.
So good, you don't even need clothes to order them.
What was the good part? What was the worst part about it? What was, you know?
I really don't have a worst part, but being embarrassed, I wasn't embarrassed because it wasn't just me. If it was just me, I might be like, shit. But the fact that me and you was out there wearing them hospital gowns, I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? But Ocean City will forever go down in my life. Like, if I ever go back,
that's all you're gonna be thinking about.
I'm like, yo, I shot a movie.
Movie out here.
You know what I mean? It should be free everything for me. No, I'm playing outside. No, man, but that's like history, man. Like,
Go to that farmland, you'd probably cry again.
I just might, for real. Like, yeah, man. Like, that whole thing is crazy, man. Like, Ocean City? Come on, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, Nick, is it weird to you to see, like, I guess the relationship that you and I have, which this was like nothing, and now I'm like dragging you all over the place, and it's like, the thing, I don't do anything for you, ever. What do I do for you? You do stuff for me constantly. I mean, I guess I make movies for you. That's a lot. But that's about it. But I'm just like, yo, you're wearing this dirty hospital gown.
Have your underpants showing out the back.
Have your ass out. I almost had you guys naked under it, but I couldn't do that.
Yeah, bro, you had.
No. I was like,
I mean, you have to have the tattoos removed and
It's not weird. I mean, I think similar to Mace, like the first time I met you, I immediately got a sense you were all about the work and committed, And I don't know, with making films with you, it's like it's always an experience, and like all 3 locations were so different, and they're all so memorable in their own special way.
Thank you, man.
And same with Tom.
Good, yeah.
You know? But as far as the hospital gowns, I don't think you're used to having people like, I chose this role, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
He was so ready for us to say no to something. He was like, you're wearing it? I don't care what you say. I'm like, Mike, you don't gotta go that hard, bro. Like, I said, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna do it, man. He was like, okay. And wait for your wait for your hand. Like, you're not convinced.
Now, one of the most memorable moments of Ocean City was my man Brian.
Yeah, bro.
The ladies, man. Let's talk about that whole process of how we had to first find the ladies.
Was God.
We did some on-site casting.
Yes. On site, like pulling people off the boardwalk. Hey, wanna be in a movie? Talking to people who didn't even speak English. Like, I was like, oh,
just going up to them and schmooze and.
I got behind the scenes footage of you asking what the lady's dog's name was, and that's how you got him to come over and talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. I don't want this thing to be like, I don't want to watch like 2 hours of footage. Farmland. Now we're in the Farmland. Things I wrote down here. We got that dog attack, that wet dog. That Dan over here. Come out, Dan, and say hi. Dan.
He's
Come on, Dan. Dan's the one that tackled the dog.
Oh yeah.
Remember?
He tackled him?
Yeah, well, pretty much. There you
this
go.
is Dan.
Yeah, that's Dan. Dan is now running I have him running 3 cameras and audio equipment at the same time. So he's doing this thing. Yeah, we had that wet dog that kept jumping on us. That wasted like half a day. My dad was like 4 hours late the first day.
All right, Mike. Yeah. How are things going?
It's going okay. I've gotten completely naked.
Right.
At this point.
Right.
It's
per usual.
It's October 20th and it's like 80+ degrees out here, so global warming is definitely real. And I guess wonderful in a way. We're moving everything. We're on shot 7 of 32 and we're 4 hours behind schedule, so things are going fantastic.
It was like a playground.
Yeah.
For this film, like.
We got some clouds. We have 2 shots left.
A damn cloud.
And
we out here waiting for a motherfucking cloud.
He asked me. We're out here waiting for a motherfucking cloud.
Was that where you were filming shirtless?
Yeah,
that's where I was naked.
Right.
We want to talk about that?
Man, Mike tried to flex one time.
Yeah.
Man, it's getting hot. Pick up the camera.
Bro.
All right, I'm ready. I'm like, man, Johnny Bravo looking ass.
Going up that thing.
Yeah. One thing, it was weird because like going out there 4 consecutive days, it started to feel like I worked there.
What's going on, man? It's Smigiel Tendaji. We're on the set of I'm Alive and Doing Well. We're in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of like a soybean field. Crops everywhere. It feels pretty good out here, man. You know, it's a nice sunny day with a nice breeze, you know, so it's all good. And I'm a little tired from yesterday's shoot. Got about 4 hours of sleep and we're right back at it again.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah, because like you're doing the same route, you're doing the same commute every day. I was like, another day in the office.
I ain't gonna lie, the Farmland was probably my worst place of filming, bro.
For real?
The first day was bad.
The fight scene?
No. Was
that the first day?
Yeah, that was the first day.
Bro, before we even started shooting.
Are we going to talk about that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't care.
When you shit your pants?
Yo, technically didn't shit my pants. But
I whispered it.
I called up Mike, right? I said, Mike.
Oh my God, hold on. Well, let me explain. Okay, let me put you in my mindset.
It was a lot more than
Here's the thing. We show up. I tell everyone, you got to be at this fucking Farmland an hour and a half away at 7 in the morning. 7. I think you were, the day you were there exactly at 7. So good for you. But like, I'm like, everyone has to be there exactly at 7. I show up 6:59. You show up like 7:01.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. I was like, we got this. I call my dad. Oh, he's probably like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? He goes,
oh yeah.
What's up? I'm like, you close? He's like, oh man, I gotta get up. I gotta get the truck. I gotta get.
God.
It's like, and he's an hour and a half away. You know. So I'm like, oh fuck.
We're gathered here today to pay our respects to Dan. He lived a good life.
And then you call, and now tell him what you're saying.
I called Mike. I'm like, I'm on a bridge. I'm going over the bridge. Like, bro, I know they got a bathroom on the set. I know they got one.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
I called Mike. I'm like, Mike, tell me there's a bathroom. He's like, no, buddy, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Click. I say, yo. I was like, yo. I called him back like, I need to use the bathroom. He's like, there's no bathroom. I was like, all right, I'm gonna be back in like 10 minutes. Man, I tell you, I went like 80 miles per hour on like a back road. Like I gotta find a bathroom. Nowhere to use a bathroom, bro. I say, yo, here comes the L, yo. Like, I just parked the car like in the middle of a street and like, yo, I hope no cars come by. And I put my ears on, like, all right. I go in the woods. I just start walking. Like, I need to go. It's deep in the woods. Nobody can see me, bro. And I take a shit in the middle of the woods. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this shit. I start changing clothes. I'm like, had to wipe my ass with my undershirt, threw the undershirt in the woods. I bought extra clothes. I'm like, all right.
Look at Brian's face.
I get a picture of the video. We're gonna have little visuals of
So
Brian's over there disgusted by it. What a savage.
And then I go back on set, and he's like, hey man. I'm like,
fuck you.
And the porta potty was being delivered when
you pulled up.
The
porta potty pulled up at the same time.
I was like, Smigiel, I just had to go.
This is going to the next movie.
Right, bro. I was this close to shit my pants. I was like, I don't know what I ate, but it was not agreeing with nothing. Like I was, and then porta potty came. I was like, man, this is about to be a long ass day. But it went smooth after that, thank God. But
that was funny.
I was going through it that morning, y'all.
But your little conversation with your dad, you watered that down a lot. It was a way more intense.
He was ham on
it was
me.
like,
Dad, I need you here. You're supposed to be here at 7:15. Stop yelling at me. I said I'm gonna be here when I get there, but you're not here. I told you this last night. You have all the equipment.
You're fucking me.
Yeah, he said that.
I was like, Dad, you're fucking me here. And then you were like,
whoa, yeah.
What kind of movie is this?
Yeah. You're fucking me dead. What?
Mike, tell me about your outfit.
I'm dressed like Grant today. See, what I wanted to do was I wanted everyone to be in a good mood when they get here because I was ready, have everything ready, but all the equipment's not here. And so if you look around, all the people are here. And if you look at the cars, the actors are sleeping in the cars because what's happening right now is even though I dragged all my friends 100 miles away at 7 in the morning, we don't have the equipment to film. And so now they're all looking at me, and I know there's going to be a riot soon.
Man, get out of here.
Poor dad.
When I say they was going at it on the phone, like, it wasn't even on speakerphone, but it sounded like it was on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Mike was just going off, like, you're not going to talk to me like that.
You gotta think about it from my mindset. It's different than your mindset. I dragged all you guys from the city an hour and a half away. You guys had to wake up at like 4 in the morning to be there at 7. You know, and then you're out there. We are in the field, standing there, waiting.
And it was hot that day too.
Yeah,
it was starting to cook.
That's why I had to take my clothes off.
Plus, you're under a lot of pressure. You know, filming and you know, time is money and all.
Yeah.
So you might say something to your dad that you wouldn't normally say.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'll say. Yeah. That's what happened.
That ain't normal.
Nick, can you talk about the fight scene a little bit? Fighting Jeremiah, because you worked with him in Tom.
Right.
Yeah, it was not.
He's gonna see this.
Yeah, I was really excited. No.
Okay.
The fight scene.
Him choking you over and over again? You couldn't.
Oh yeah, he really choked.
Really choked.
Yeah. We have like 12 takes of you getting choked and like not being able to not squint before it happened.
Right, because the first time he did it so intensely, but. Didn't it? When did actually you told him to go?
I told him to cut you
early.
off mid-sentence.
Yeah.
First it was like, why are you choking?
But then I got him back.
Oh, you got the kick
him the balls.
I mean, here's the thing. You
did it on purpose.
What?
You kicked him like that.
Well, no, because it wasn't. You wasn't going right. Like, right, the shot was not.
So it wasn't panning out. Really do it.
He was like, fuck it.
Yeah. That shit scared me. Somebody looked at him. Dip back. I was like,
well, I mean, look at what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm sure, of course, they're gonna look at you. But yeah, I mean, you were getting choked so bad that Jordan and I had to go buy makeup for your neck the next day.
Because you had the marks.
Because we had all these, you had finger marks on your neck.
That's crazy.
And then Jeremiah sent me like a borderline dick pic of just like his crotch with this huge bruise.
You should have said huge twice. You should have said huge twice.
God. Hey, yo.
Man, this conversation just went left.
Man.
So what we got next on the list?
Next on the list, let's see. Oh, you farting.
You actually.
Skip.
I farted?
When you
were
rock.
2 spicy sausage
Oh,
biscuits.
yo.
And then you had to go skip a rock.
I sense a theme for this video.
The thing is, we had to call him out early because we were almost done, but then you ended up standing around for a while because you couldn't stop farting.
I'm alive and doing well. Scene 6, take 3.
No farting.
That was bad. I want to go throw rocks.
He was like,
every single time you throw a rock.
Yo!
It's supposed to be a beautiful moment. Beautiful, serene moment. It's just constantly farting.
Oh, man.
I think I used the shot where you farted. I cut the fart out.
That's funny as hell.
yeah, because first I thought it was like, because it was real muddy right there. You know how everybody's feet were just sloshing around in the mud. I'm thinking like, okay, he slid in the mud. Mike was like, did you just fart? He just started cracking up. I didn't even catch it, yo. I'm thinking it's the mud the whole time.
For real. Yo.
Let's talk about how you couldn't skip a rock to save your life.
We had that dance step in and skip the rocks.
I didn't do that shit.
All the shots of the skipping.
The close-up insert of it, I was like, he ain't do that. That was Dan. I just knew it. I was like, that was Dan.
Yeah, that's bad.
That drink was skipping.
It was
relieving.
That fighting scene, Jeremiah is a good actor, man. He did his thing.
He did.
Like he honest to God did his thing. For him to be that comfortable to act like that, knowing that he's not really like that.
Right. Yeah.
That takes somebody. You know what I mean? That showed a lot, but that scene is phenomenal. That scene is phenomenal, man. He did that.
He did.
He did that.
And then the country music in the background definitely sells it.
He hasn't seen it yet.
Oh,
You haven't
okay.
seen it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's one more thing I wrote down here from Ocean City we forgot to talk about. Remember you got shit on like 4 times that day by birds.
Oh, I did not know that.
Birds would not stop shitting on just
That's
you.
good luck, yo.
Dirty mother sucker. Nah, that shit was making me mad.
That's good luck, bro. You blessed. Bless up. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's better, to be shitted on or shit on yourself. So
Yeah.
you want my shit.
Trust me, by a bird, you rather be shit on. That's not a good feeling to shit on yourself, bro. I technically didn't shit on myself. I don't want them to put that in there.
It's supposed to be behind the scenes for just the movie, not
shit
on
himself.
Hey, I got to ride in an ambulance.
Oh yeah,
And not even in the back.
Yeah,
Right.
How was that? Okay, yeah. That's before, I mean, once we move on to the suburbs part, you're not in that part. So why don't you talk to us about your experience in the ambulance part?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure what the best part. Either riding in the ambulance or wearing the red Crocs.
Where are those red Crocs?
I got them right by my bed.
They might be worth something someday.
And, all my life, ever since Crocs were invented, it's like I am never gonna wear those shoes.
Right.
They look so corny, especially like big guys wearing Crocs, and you see that, and it's like, what are they thinking?
Right.
But then once you put those things on your feet, it's like heaven.
It's walking on clouds.
Yeah. So I don't do it in public.
Right.
But behind closed doors.
Yeah, I knew I wanted you to have all red on. I don't know why. That's what I just saw. And then when I went to buy it, you can pick the colors of the Crocs. Of course, cherry red's the most expensive one. You pay like $45 for these goddamn Crocs for one shot in the movie. They're seen in one shot.
They're seen in one shot.
But what a shot!
Yeah, what a shot!
And I got to keep the Crocs.
Yeah.
Talk about the whole ambulance thing with you speaking on the speaker or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool too. Yeah.
That was like a last minute throw-in thing.
Yeah. So they had the the public address thing, and yep. And I didn't forget what the line was. Have a good day now.
Have a nice day.
Right. Yeah.
That
And
hilarious.
it was priceless. I mean, great writing, but great acting too. Like, I'm not leaving here. And then we back up.
He said, you're gonna have to run me over, man.
Over my dead body or whatever it is.
Yeah. Right. It was good. Another cool moment with the ambulance when it started raining that morning and everybody was just in the back huddled up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
That was a Maceo Tendaji moment.
Man, you already know what it is. Maceo Tendaji, we in here, we in the ambo. What you know? Yeah, we out here, shorty, and we making a film, man. What's it called?
I'm alive and doing well.
I'm alive and doing well. You heard it here first, my man Smee. We got Mr. Rubin. We got Daly, Nick Daly. We got Jordan.
Nobody
my
can say
man,
my last name.
Which, granted, the Duffster right here, and none other than Mr. Rogers. Get him. My man, Will, Puppeteer, Bryson.
Why don't you give the camera a little Maceo Tendaji right now? You always do.
Go and do it, bro.
I ain't gonna do that right now.
Alright, cool. This is what he does. He says he's not gonna do it, but then he does.
What are you talking about?
Nah,
Let's move on to
Let's move on.
You already know what it is, man. It's Maceo Tendaji. We here on the behind the scenes documentary, giving you the live and the rec and the raw. You already know how we do right here, man. I'm alive and doing well. Yeah.
Put that in a compilation with like 10 more because we got like 100 of those. Damn.
Get it on every set. This should be fun.
Damn, what else we got here? What else we got here? How about, I mean, you went hard in that scene, Nick. That was probably, I don't know when.
Ambulance?
Yeah, that was probably like the most emotional you got was probably when the ambulance was pulling away and when you're arguing with Brian. You want to talk anything about that? Yeah. No.
I don't really.
Fuck, okay, fine.
It
We'll
draws
move on.
people in immediately. Like you drew people in
right.
immediately with that scene.
You can't just leave me here with this drug addict.
It's a nice first taste of your character straight off the bat. You know what I mean?
Drew him in
like,
right. What's about to happen next type deal? You know what I mean? Drew him in.
What did you think about this script and this idea when I first pitched it to you? Before we'd done any rehearsals, when I just told you about the idea and kind of explained it to you, you know?
I mean, my first thought was just what it would be like to meet, like what you were like, you know? Because the whole thing was the dynamic between us.
So you were saying you were like just curious to meet?
Yeah,
right,
that was just the big question.
Yeah, because the film is so based about on chemistry and performance. You wanted to get to know who you're gonna be working with.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see, suburbs. We got Jamie crashed his car on the way to set.
I'm innocent.
We got the crying scene. We got the street sweeper.
Hey, Mace, what's that beautiful sound I'm hearing?
That, my friend, is what you call a street sweeper. And it's messing up our audio. I mean, you probably can't even hear me anymore. I gotta talk like this. So we're probably about an hour behind schedule. But I'm good though. Feels good out here.
Grant's dick popped out during the fight.
Wait a minute.
We have to go.
What happened? Why is that on the list?
I just remember it. Remember
the footage is in the blooper reel.
No.
I hope not.
When you were pushing up against the car, your dick kept popping out. And out of the underwear, and you had to ask me for new underwear.
Oh, yo, the underwear is.
I'm not lying. This happened.
This what happened, yo.
There's a lot of crazy shit happening on
Underwear
this
was
set,
like
man.
too loose for us. So every time I made like a real strong move, the jump was like, it just kept falling. I'm like, oh shit, I can't. I said, Mike, I need to pay out. He's like, all right, cool, I ain't chilling.
Man, Grant had so many malfunctions on
yeah,
this set.
Man.
I was like, what is going on?
So many things went south. I'm like, God damn, I can't win.
All right, what else is on the list?
Yeah.
Okay. Just basically the suburbs. What happened in the suburbs? Tell me what happened in the suburbs.
We drove. You drove that car.
How was that? I'm driving crazy.
We did that. It took a while.
Yeah.
To get it right.
Yeah. I like that scene though, man.
That truck was busted.
Yeah. I don't ever drive like that, so it was cool to like experience.
We had no permits.
Be reckless.
Right.
No permits. Didn't shut down the road.
Right.
We were just like, anyone coming?
Anybody?
No? Okay, go. Drive crazy.
I remember I felt like during that we sort of had to keep our distance during the suburb because it would be so intense every time.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
actually on
Right.
camera.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
And you was zoning out that last day. Like you just stayed away from everybody.
Yeah, I was trying to keep myself in the zone
Right.
so
Yeah.
much, bro.
Yeah, that was.
It was hard to keep. I had to listen to the same song.
And the Denzel
All day
scene.
long.
What song?
It's not a. It's actually a score to a movie called what is that? It's the score to He Got Game.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, and it keeps doing. I'm like, yo, this shit sounds so sad. And I stayed there, bro. Like on the drive up to the part where I had it, I was so happy. I'm like, I'm glad they seen those so I can actually be myself now. You know what I mean? But to be in character like that from the time I woke up in the morning all the way until then, I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But that was that location was probably the most. I was so focused that day. You know what I mean? I had to be. So that if I ever go back on that street, I'm gonna get the same feeling, bro. I highly doubt I go back to that street, but
I'm just gonna, if I go back to that street, I'm just gonna remember the acorn that fell in my head.
Damn.
Yo. I was like, and action.
At least it's not a bird this time, right?
Hey, yo. What the hell is going on? Acorns are dropping like rain.
Yeah, man.
But what else can we talk about in the suburbs, man?
Jamie crashed his car and the cops took him to set.
How are you?
I'm alright. I've been better. Got into an accident on the way here, holding up production.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Worse things have happened. Good
true.
thing we're not paying for this time.
Right. Exactly. got a ticket too to add insult to injury.
Yeah, that was kind of wild, man, because you were running late that day. And then once that happened, Mike kind of...
I was starting to lose it.
Go ahead and put the camera back on. What the hell is he doing?
Because that was the last day of shooting. We got these major scenes to do.
Right.
It was the fight in the car, the fight outside the car, the breakdown, crying, and the stuff that transitions to Ocean City.
And racing against the sun.
Crucial stuff. Yeah. Racing against the sun. And like the day before, we had the street sweeper. We had people mowing their grass. I was afraid we're gonna have that again.
Oh my god!
And you know, it was just like I was just losing it. I was losing my mind filming this movie.
Now the problem here is that I'm thinking,
something that I kept telling him, like, man, everything's gonna be fine. Like I legit felt that I'm like everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Because I refuse to have something happen and it be on me or it be on Nick. Like me and him was good. Like I know if you say action, me and him are gonna deliver. It was just getting to the action.
One thing I can say about this film, like the whole duration of shooting it, that all the stars were aligned. Like everything just fell into place, and that rarely ever happens with a movie. You know,
and a really positive group of people.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. We had great people.
From going out to
was
eat.
Involved.
Yeah. Did I feed you guys well?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Well, yeah, I took you guys to restaurants every meal.
Eating, IHOP, ghetto fabulous of this piece, you know what I'm saying?
What we got? Raise your hand like you had an answer to a question.
Why didn't even look up and the dude like already ran out of the thing. He was like tripping.
Snacks on set. My dad bringing hella food.
Yeah, even if it was late.
It was late sometimes. Sometimes he didn't show up.
Oh man, the first day in the farmland, I thought we were gonna die. We had ran out of water. It felt like an episode of Survivor or something.
I was good that day.
No, I was like, no, that was because we're filming the fight scene. Like you guys are fighting each other for real. We're trying to race the sun because we started 4 hours late, cutting shots, trying to also think about directing while also looking at the water just disappearing.
Right.
You know, and we probably had 16 people out there.
It was a lot.
And it was a lot of people. And you guys were just like literally fighting each other for real, and the water's just disappearing. I'm like, oh shit.
And then when your dad came with that pizza, ain't nobody. I said, "Hey guys, we got hand wipes." Everybody's just like dirt in their hands. Didn't matter what was on their hands. Like okay, whatever. I'm sitting there wiping my hands by myself.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I mean, let's we can wrap this up quick. Does anyone have any overall best moment or worst moment? Something that stands out of like everything else. If you think about the movie, making the movie, what do you think about?
The first day, man, it was low key unreal when we went on the boat. Like when we were putting on the hospital gowns.
Nick, how's it feel?
Excellent. Putting on the mud and all that shit. It's like didn't hit me yet, but when he was like action, I'm like, fuck.
Right.
You know, this shit is real. Like,
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell anyone about that. But the first shot of the movie, because this is the biggest thing I ever worked on, ever by far. And now that I look back on it, I'm like, you know what? You take it one shot at a time.
Right.
But when you have a project this big and this expensive and everything, and it wasn't even that expensive. The equipment was free. The people were coming out for free, but it was still expensive. I put a lot of money into this.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you said action, I literally almost like had a panic attack.
Really?
Like I couldn't catch my breath for a second because I was like, this is shot one of how many thousands of shots we have to do.
And I said, you gotta stop saying that.
Yeah,
and I was like,
you know how Mike is.
Yeah. What did he say? He was like, all right, guys, so we're down 3 shots and we're 4 hours in and we got 20 more to go.
24 shots to do. We're on shot 2. Making good time. We got here at 7. It's what time is it now?
About 10:30.
10:30. We're on shot 2. And can we go out now? Is it done raining?
You know what? I need to make note of this.
Let's continue.
After this movie, I'm gonna stop him from saying so much negative stuff, man. we have 100 shots to do. We got here at 7, and it's now 12. Like, damn. And times 2, I was like, Mike, stop.
I was like, we're 3 hours late. We're on shot 2.
Yeah, I'm like, God dang.
It's raining.
Yeah. We're all gonna die.
Yeah. But it came together, man. That's the main thing. Everything came together. So.
I'm still doing favorite moments.
Yeah.
Oh man, you wanna go?
Do you not give a shit about the movie?
No, I just one moment in particular. I don't know.
It's hard to single out one moment.
I could say, okay, what can be 2 ladies like?
Yeah. I mean, you had it made.
But the cute little dog was a nasty, ugly little dog.
It was nasty.
And it had like poop coming out of underneath its tail,
just like
crusted down there.
You're terrible, man.
Just like him.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. What about the poop?
Crusted on there.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
that's your favorite moment?
He's crusted on there.
It was sort of like a yin and yang. It's like
gotcha.
It was a good experience, but there was something you didn't know about.
Hold on, which dog was this?
It was the poodle that was underneath. That's why the women came over. He said, I like your dog.
Right.
It was an ugly ass dog, too.
Yeah, I don't like dogs, so I mean, I don't dislike them, but I'm not a dog person.
Yeah.
So I'm not even aware it's there. So.
The dog had a good personality.
Nick, you gotta give me something, man. What stands out?
I mean, I think when we were on the end of that pier, I know it's like not in the movie.
It'll still come out. I'll put it in deleted scenes.
I don't know why that day really sticks with me. Just because we were so felt like we were so removed from everything and just
we was having a good time, man.
And you were so it was kind of like the cold was really getting to me, but you were keeping me really
I had to
calm
keep that energy
and
up,
level-headed
man.
and energetic and like the humor up.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was good.
And it was a beautiful picture, cinematography-wise, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think this is sort of what you're getting at. It's sort of like end capped, like the beginning when they're out in the field and
It was, yeah.
But
we had some good lines in there where he you redo his line from the beginning, this way, this way, this way.
Right.
It's a good scene. You know, it's just it's too much.
It doesn't make sense for a short.
It's the hardest thing. It's cutting the good stuff
because
but you have to.
Yeah, I got you guys a house to stay at overnight. I paid for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner.
That was, man, they had the best bid ever.
That's some of the best sleep I've gotten.
That was because it was like a 24-hour day. We worked.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I slept like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
But
I didn't, because you were snoring all night. Man.
My bad.
You know what I had to do?
So this video is about his bodily functions.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm thinking.
He was snoring so loud.
You were in the same room.
I was sleeping on the floor. He had the bed, and he. What?
Nah. Every time something bad happens, I look at the camera and be like,
I'm
make a gesture to the camera just to let them know that it ain't.
It ain't like that.
We was in the same room, sleep. Nah,
We didn't even mention the fact that I made you carry flowers all day, every day.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
The carry a bouquet of flowers. I'm like, here you go. Every day.
Right.
That would be like a good method acting thing, right? These flowers represent your baby. You can't let them die.
Right. Gotta protect them with your
Then
life.
you'd really be crying really bad
Yeah.
at the end of that.
But that's kind of like some of the notes that I gave you. But right before the crying scene, I was like, the flowers represent, you know what I mean, your lost mother. It represents your loss, your past life. Like you have nothing. So like that's like the very last thing I said to you right before. It's like your world has crumbled, and now everything has to come out through this cry. You know what I mean? So
you want to talk about the crying at all?
Yeah, man. It was easy. The first scene that we shot where the crowd, where we were over top of the grave, I guess. You know what I mean? It was the hole that we put the flowers in. That was harder than the one where I could just go ham, because it was like I had to control my crying when we were doing that first scene. But after I saw that I could do it, I could stop and do it again. Stop. I was like, oh shit, okay. The last one, it was just like me just pushing. Like I'm like.
Yeah, people don't know that was one take. We were just like, sit down, you ready? Roll, go.
Live and doing well. Scene 5, shot 15, take 2, mark.
No, man, no!
Cry.
Yeah.
Go.
And then I had to do it. I think you had to get it from like
we
two more angles, like 3 more angles. You're like, you gotta do it again. I'm like, all right.
There was one time we were shooting from that Dutch angle, which I cut the Dutch angle out. It doesn't fit. So you did that for no reason. But I got this shot here, and then right in the background, the garage door next door opens up, and the lady comes out, and she's like, what the fuck's going on? Because of course, what the hell is going on across the street? You know? But it's just like, it looks insane.
Yeah.
Because from her angle, it's just your ass.
Yeah, right. You're like, what is he doing? But, it was. I didn't realize how dehydrating crying is.
Yeah.
I got my car. I was like, yo, why the fuck am I so tired? You know what I mean? Like, but it showed like how much I can do as an actor. I proved a lot to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to that Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
The same day? Yep, that last day. That was the day Tom aired in Mexico. Yeah. We went to the Mexican. We had what did we have?
Like that last day, man, I was like, bro.
And we all got like Coronas or whatever to try to make it feel like we was in Mexico or whatever. Because Tom was premiering in Mexico.
That last day felt so good, man.
It was one thing I wanted to say. Oh yeah, we really didn't even mention that the film was like loosely based off of our friendship.
Yeah, can you see the resemblance?
I didn't pick up on that. Oh my goodness.
I mean, for the people watching this, y'all might not know, but I mean, the film is about friendship. It's about race. It's about differences, coming from 2 different places, coming from 2 different lifestyles, 2 different environments.
And it's based on something that actually happened.
And based on, and Mike can speak to that.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Yeah, if we're gonna wrap up, anyone have anything last words to say?
I have another favorite moment, but it's not really about the film as much as.
Go ahead.
It was when we were at the pier. Your dad was manning the craft services, and I had to walk back to get something or other. And he pulled out his phone, and he's showing me the videos of you and your sister, and I told him, and he says, "Look at Michael. He could do these. What are they? The Diablo sticks or something?
Oh, mystics.
Yeah. Look at him go. That's a talent. This is great. I told him he should put this in his movie. He should do a cameo right on the boardwalk doing this." And I'm a dad, and you could just feel the love, and he's saying, "Yeah, his sister. Look at her. She's a dancer. Look at that, and she wrote a book, and I'm gonna do something with his legal stuff to help with her book, and I'm doing legal stuff to help you with your films." It was just really sweet and tender,
Yeah, I mean, as much as he did kind of screw up sometimes, he was there all 7 days.
Came through, man.
Yeah.
He got his food every day.
He really loves his children and cares about them. So.
I appreciate it.
And I think this is a hard stage for parents when your kids are about grown up, because you got to let go. You want them to be independent, but then it's still hard to let go.
Right.
So I could feel for him because I'm at about the same spot.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to wrap it up, man.
Why don't you give some basic Tendaji out real quick?
Nah, we're going to keep it professional. So that's what we have here, folks, man. It's been a very, very great discussion. We just want to invite you all to the screen. Is it going to be out before the screening or no?
Is this going to be out?
Yeah.
This ain't coming out until 2018.
All right, let me start that over. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for watching our talk here behind the scenes of I'm Alive and Doing Well, from Maceo Tendaji, Nick Daly, Kevin Grant, Brian Reynolds, and the Michael Smigiel. Make sure you guys stay in tune with the film, follow us on social media, and be on the lookout for other projects that we have coming out in the near future. And we're gonna keep working hard. We're gonna keep this crew together. Yeah. And we alive and doing well, man. That's it. That's a wrap.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love all four of you guys, man.
Man, hell yeah.
Thank you. Handshake.
Pleasure.
All around. Oh, you're crying? Okay. We got it. Perfect.
Oh my God.